welcome to Chungu Jamii. My name is Betty. I am your host today, and I am so glad to have guests with me. I have ladies here who we're going to be talking to us about the music industry in Kenya. This month we have been measuring and focusing on entertainment. We've been looking at the authors, the performing artists, and today I have ladies who are into music. I want us to listen to them, but before them, kindly allow them to introduce themselves. I will start with the lady next to me.
Thank you so much, Betty. It's a great pleasure to be here today and to talk about the subject that I really love, music. And my name is Achieng Olima. I do music, I train music, and that's my lifestyle.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Excellent. I do music, I train music, and that's my lifestyle. Karibu sana. Yes.
Thank you so much for having me here, Betty. My name is Evelyn Amos. I am a worshipper of the living God. Out there, I'd be called a gospel artist. I'm also a trainer. I teach music. I teach piano, guitar, vocals, basically how to become a better singer, a better musician. I'm also a music director, a songwriter, composer. I think I'm very musical.
Yeah, true you are.
Yeah, well, that's what I like doing. I also do videography. I ventured into videography thanks to Corona. Corona made us grow, you know?
Wow. Yes, yes.
And well, I had always been interested in doing videos and videography and, just the graphics. So I also found myself doing videography. Yeah.
Excellent. These ladies are really musical, as we have heard in the intros. I like what you girls do. I really like what you do. And I like what you call yourself, a worshipper of the living God. I will start with Achieng. You are the CEO of a music studio, and that studio is called Nakipo. How did you find yourself there? Are you a gospel artist?
Not really, Betty. I'm not a gospel artist as such. My background is insurance. I'm an insurance expert, a regulator, supervisor, which I've done for many years, almost 30 years. But then I had a desire to do something else before my retirement age comes in. So I decided to venture out and do something. So in the wake of looking for exactly what to do, my children are very musical. And so we thought about what can we do about music that will really impact the other people. Our focus was the impact that would bring to the other people. So we decided that we identified a gap in town, in the CBD, of where churches, artists would come and just congregate and practice because, like, for example, churches, you see, you'd go back to the after work in the evening especially. You go back to the estates or to meet in churches, and it's very cumbersome. So we thought of a central place where immediately after work you just get in, do your thing, and get away. And actually, we thought about it for a period of time, doing feasibility study and all that. And eventually, we settled on starting a studio in town.
Wow. So with insurance background, you ended up in a studio.
Yes.
A production studio.
Yes.
Courtesy of your children's interest in music.
Yes.
Okay. So your children are singers?
Yes, two of them are. One of them is an instrumentalist. He's just music. You give him whichever kind of instrument, he'll just play, and it is inborn. Not that he's gone to school. Yeah.
It's talent and passion.
It's talent and passion.
Wow.
Yeah.
The emotional intelligence guys say that passion is not enough. And I'm glad that you have upgraded yourself to add on to your passion. You have gone to school and studied, gained knowledge on music and what exactly you need to do. How satisfying is that?
Wow. Well, looking at the Kenyan industry, the changing times, changing dynamics, changing sounds, let me say, you can never be fully satisfied. Or you can be, as a minister, you can be satisfied with what you do. But to satisfy the listeners, the fans, the viewers is really hard, because times are changing so fast. Dynamics are changing so fast. And you keep finding that you're competing to keep up. You have to keep up with technology. You have to keep up with new sounds that come in. What do you embrace? What can you not embrace? How far can you go? It's, that satisfy needs to be defined.
It's really hard
Yes.
to satisfy your listener.
Your listener,
or
your
your
viewer.
target audience.
Yes, yes.
The reason I ask that is because when people sing, you're singing to pass a message.
Yeah. True.
You're singing to entertain your listeners.
Yeah.
And sometimes you want to make a living out of it. And when you just sing, people have always sung. And so just singing doesn't take you anywhere. You've got to add a spice here and there, and put some sugar and chili and make it sweet and sour and whatever, just to get to your target audience. But now when this has been done, we have gotten to the place where we used to just listen to hymns, and we were so much into the wording.
Yeah.
That is what made sense.
Yes.
But the hymns were not catchy anymore, and they were left for a certain generation. And so to get and catch the XY generation now, I mean, you don't just do that with hymns.
Yeah.
And though you sing, they still want you to do something plus to that singing. And so people have ended up to the place where they now have to do this even for a living.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It's no longer a side job or a side hustle or just passion. It has become a career.
Yes.
Yeah. So has music become your entire career?
Honestly speaking, in Kenya, no, because Kenya has dynamics for those who can make it and live by music. But I think most people, if we're going to be really honest, we will tell you we have to have something supportive on the side. Because just music on its own, as you say, it really, we have not come to that place where we have fully embraced it. Yes, this is my career. And this is what I would like to live by. This is what I want to do, and I want it to pay my bills. I want it to take care of my children, take me to school, take my children to school, buy me a nice house, a nice home, build, But in Kenya, unless certain things are met, music cannot really carry you through. And so you find that you must have something else on the side. Either you're employed, or either you're doing another business on the side. Just on its own in Kenya, we are not yet there. Some may have made it, some. But even if you look at those who have made it, it's a maybe
small percentage.
Very small percentage.
Acheng, you are a music producer. In your studio, people come to do their music. And like she said, she does that also at your studio. What is the cost of doing production in Kenya for the artists? Is it something they can easily afford and be able to make money out of it later?
Yeah, in terms of production, in my studio, there are various let me say different departments, because we have the music production, which she was talking about. We also have a rehearsal space where artists can come and prepare before they do the production.
Okay.
And we also have the school where we would train them the instruments. Whichever instrument you want to, piano, guitar, whatever. So we have that. And once you have produced the song and you want to do a video, we'd also do the video for you. So it is all compact. But to get back to your question about the cost of production, it really depends on the producer or the production house that is producing. There are some that are very strict on the cost. Maybe like in my studio, I say it is 25 per song, 25K. And I'm stuck on that, you know. So that locks out the very small, you know, the upcoming artists that can only afford maybe 5,000 or 8,000, you know. So it really depends on the production house. But for Nakipo, we have various levels and of production, like exactly it would be like to fit your need. So we'll tell you if this is where you are, we can do it this way. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
So you are so flexible,
Yeah, we are.
depending on the level of the artist.
Yes, and just
Like if Diamond came to your
Yes,
studio,
yes.
you'd not mind charging him 100K per song.
Yes.
But if someone like me who has
Yes.
no idea what
Yes.
singing is,
Yes.
if I never paid a K, that would be fine.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, first of all, I'll tell you that it's supposed to be this, but because of now, I want to support you.
I still have a long way to go.
Yeah, you still have a long way to go.
So you want to book the journey with me?
And I do a lot for artists, by the way. The likes of Betty.
You know, singing is, I cannot be found in that category. Whenever you search, whatever search engine you use, I cannot be found.
You cannot be found there.
I cannot be found. But I know I'll find Evelyn Amos in the very top range, you know.
Or just about to reach the top.
Or just about to reach the top.
Amen.
Evelyn, how is it for you when you're not living by this yet?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes as a performing artist or a gospel artist, you do one song and it doesn't really hit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
no one is shaken.
Yeah.
You have given it your best shot, but no one is shaken. And you have to do another one, you know, and you have to do another one. By the time you're filling up an album, man, you haven't gotten any returns.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what keeps you going?
What keeps me going, God? I don't do songs because I want them to be a hit. Well, if they're a hit, hallelujah, praise the Lord. I do songs because I believe that when God gives me a song, He's giving me a song to minister to somebody. I may not know who it is, but I know that God does not do stuff just, you know, out of the blue. Even if He will give me one song that will cost me maybe 30,000 to produce it, but it will minister to just one person, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Yeah. Because if I look at ROI, it's not going to work in the next, like, it has not reached there yet. Well, maybe, I pray, at some point in my life, the song will precede me, which is different. For some people, that has actually happened. The song precedes the person. And by the time you get to the person, this song is already so big, and, you know, they start getting invitations and gigs here and there, because most musicians, I think the world over, I'm not sure, but I think the world, let me talk about Kenya. Most musicians in Kenya start earning when they're given gigs. That's what actually earns.
Yes, yes.
But just to sell the song, nah, first of all, when you go to Riverwood, you find your song has been produced.
Now, that gets me back to you, Acheng. You know, you have done a song for Eve, and then you go and produce the same song for another person. What leads you into doing that? So that we have people complaining, another person making money instead of her. You know, it's hard work, it's her idea. She's put in everything into this song. And then you dare do that which you guys do.
Now, it depends whether I'm in knowledge, whether I know that this song has been produced by Evelyn. If I know and go ahead and do that, that is wrong because we have also the copyright body.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but if I do it not knowing, then really I don't think I'm to blame for it. Yeah.
And why don't they put the copyright?
You know, now that is a different body. Oh, the artist?
Yes, yes.
I really don't know. Maybe you can answer that.
Because if you guys go outside there complaining,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
of what has happened to your music, and yet you know there's copyright, why don't you make use of that? Does that also
Sometimes,
require a lot of money?
maybe not a lot of money, but maybe a lot of connections. Because, okay, so Evelyn Amos is here, and I have a lot of music out there. Who knows Evelyn Amos? Who even cares who Evelyn Amos is? But the minute my name becomes big, then my songs are known, then it will be harder for someone to poach my songs. But when an artist's name is not known, and they have produced one song, and somebody hears the song and the song is so nice, what will prevent this person from taking maybe the track of that song, going to another studio, redo the same song in another language, and sell it in another language? You get what I mean? So there's that kind of poaching that happens. And then there's also the other kind of poaching that happens. So even I have a big name and I have a song that is bigger than me, and when I'm selling my CD, I'm selling it at 500 bob. Now here comes Mr. XYZ, who can buy my CD for 500 bob, go to River Road, have it reproduced, come and sell it at 50 bob a piece. Now, the person buying it really wants this song. They're not able to produce the 500 bob to get that CD. You know? So of course, that's where piracy comes in. And somehow there's just, I think even the bodies that try to control it, I know they're doing their best, but it still happens.
It's not good enough. I wonder what you've got to do on a daily basis. And that leads me to now what artists have to find themselves in. Artists they start very well with gospel, you know? Why? Because Kenya is 80% Christian.
Yes.
So a lot of people just want to listen to music, but not just any kind of music. They want to listen to gospel music, you know? So that's what artists get themselves into. Sooner or later, we hear them in the secular world. What happens? Please tell us. What leads you guys there?
I think this is very individual, but first of all, you'll be surprised. People say there's more money in the gospel music industry than in the secular industry, because the secular industry is kind of saturated or getting saturated. Younger people are singing more vulgar music, which is what sells in the secular world. In the gospel industry, so, you know, there's a difference between industry and music. So in the gospel industry, let's just be honest, because you see, in Kenya,
I get it.
If I just say,
you know, gospel music to a lot of people in Kenya is if there is a line with Jesus and a line with God,
it's termed gospel music.
That's what they call gospel.
Yeah, true.
Now, if you can do gospel music and dance, you know, like there's some moves that I can't pull, but someone else can pull and feel nothing about that. That person will get more limelight than I will. Now, sometimes I think, getting back to your question, it depends on why are you doing what you're doing. If you're doing gospel music, why are you doing it? Are you doing it for the money? Are you doing it for the fame? Or are you doing it because God asked you to do it? If you're doing it because God asked you to do it, and you're still looking for money, you won't be satisfied doing it. You will want it to make a living for you. And I think some people find themselves in that space. Yes, they began, walianza kwa roho.
Walianza kwa roho.
And then maybe this person did not get all the information that they need out there concerning being in the gospel music industry, or in the gospel music ministry. And so maybe if they were employed, they quit their job and, and they said, I'm going to sing, and God has told me to sing, and I'm going to become big. Then they get into this space and they realize, whoa, I'm not making enough money. Then someone comes and tells them, maybe a corporate body. I'm not mentioning names, right? So a corporate body comes and they say, Betty, if you sing, you see this song that you sang, if you sing it for our corporate company, and you just change the words, instead of saying Jesus is Lord, say that this company is the best insurance firm, since you're in the insurance industry. And you say that this company is the best insurance firm, 2M on the table.
You're done.
Are you willing to swap that? And you see some people, I mean, like, seriously, that's a serious carrot you've dangled in front of me. Like, there's $2 million here right now, right here, right now. The check is ready. Just sing that line, just change that line. And a lot of people, looking at the difficulties that we are living in at the moment, a lot of people will settle for that.
True.
Do I blame them? I don't want to judge anybody, because I don't know why they got into doing what they're doing.
Actually, I wonder, there are so many people like that who come to your studio, and I know you have had to swap many times, and you want to ask, okay, so today it's not about Jesus, How does that leave you? Does that change your identity and purpose and goal? Because are you just into production of gospel music?
Not really. We also do secular.
Yes.
But you see now, when a client, an artist comes in, of course we'll find out whether it is gospel or music, and then go through the write-up, the songwriting, the words and all that, and advice. But we wouldn't know whether this is from somebody else. That one we wouldn't know.
True.
Yeah, so we would guide the artist on the wordings, whether the message, the package of the message. And then there are artists that will actually come down and understand. But there are some who are, that is what they want, the way it is, and they don't want anything to be added or subtracted, And we are in business as.
Yes.
So if we give our advice and it is not taken, we go ahead and do the song.
Yes. Because you're in business.
Yeah.
I have listened to Eve, and I can feel where you are going and what exactly is on the ground. Because this is what happens every single day.
Yeah.
This is what is happening every single day. These guys are struggling with fame, and they're struggling with making a living out of what they do.
Yeah.
So if people are not going to buy music, or if you're going to produce a CD at 500, and then there's piracy here, and someone is doing this for 50, you're not making any money.
Yeah.
And so quickly you look for that person who's going to pay you a boom just once.
True.
So then in this case, even what you were saying, the exact reason why you have gone into it, I wonder if it has always been gospel music or God. I can't tell that for sure. I would need to have a one-on-one with them. But let's talk about your lives behind the singing, a lot of times we see your lives, your private lives are aired.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
in social media, this is so and so, this is what they are doing. Like we saw one singer and what happened in their relationship, you know. So when this is aired and it's out there to the people, to the public, to your fans, and you get to know it, and it's like exactly what happens versus what you guys present. Which one is the reality? Because I don't want to say that which we see in the background or that which we see in social media is a reality.
Yeah.
I don't know which one is which, but I see both sides.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one is the reality?
Okay. Musicians, gospel artists, worshippers are very real people. Like, if you cut up a gospel artist or an artist or a musician or a worshipper, blood will flow out. And if you cut yourself up, blood will flow out. So let's begin from there. They eat. They go to the bathroom. They have to take a shower. Because if they don't, they'll stink, you know, and you don't want that. What am I saying? These are people who are real. Now, there's two ways to look at it. There's what the, shall I call it media? Let me just call it media, for lack of a better word. There's what the media will create this person to be, which is very euphoric. It's an image. Now, as a gospel art, as an icon, shall I call myself an icon?
Yes.
As an icon, I will choose to either believe this and leave it, which is euphoric, imaginary, non-existent, but I'll choose to step into it. What does that mean? My hair always has to be on point. My shoe game has to be on point. My outfit has to be the most expensive in the market, even if it's second-hand that I can get for 50 bob, but I will buy it for 50,000 because it has to be on point. My nails will have to be done. Every day it has to be perfect. But you understand? For me to live up to that euphoric life. But that is the choice that I make. And then there's the real me. So I choose to wake up in the morning, looking hallelujah, brush my teeth, eat ugali. Maybe that morning there's no bread. Niende nikope kwa kiosk. Just be real. I will choose to be real. Now, what choice am I making? Am I choosing to live this life because this life is fake? It's euphoric. It's been made for me. It will be very foolish for me to live in that world because that's not the real world. When I choose to live in this other world, now the real life, the real me, whatever the media will say about me, it shouldn't bother me. They can say whatever they want to say. It does not change who God has created me to be or the path that God has told me to live.
Is there a struggle?
There is, big time, big time.
What is the pressure?
The pressure comes from the fans, most of the time, the fans, because they expect when they meet you, like you're not even walking on the ground, you're walking on air or something like that, which is so unrealistic. But now it's again the responsibility of the artist to make people know that, hey, I'm real. I'm a real human being. Just be real with them. Tell them there are times when I wake up in the morning and I don't feel like talking. There are days in my life when I get broke and I have to borrow. There are days when I get hungry. In the middle of the day, if I haven't had breakfast, I'll be hungry and I'll want to eat. And yes, I'll eat ugali and skuma, and that's food. And that's because I'm a human being. It's up to the artist to make your fans know that, hey, I'm just as real as the next person. I'm as real as you. You know? But when you choose to show yourself in that other light, you're going to run yourself down, you know, because you cannot live up to that standard. Well, some have been lucky enough to get to that level, but not most.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that response. Oh, let's take a short break. Coming back just now, I am with these ladies who are telling us the reality of the music industry as it is in Kenya. Stay with us, coming back shortly.
This is Dr. Rosemary Njage Show. I am your host, Rosemary Njage. This is a place where we host different choirs, different praise and worships, different bands, different worshipers. We are so much blessed.
There is a God in heaven.
Amen.
He's a God in heaven who answers all of our prayers.
Your talents and your gifting shall open doors.
But I'm going to do this, dedicating it to Christ. And that's how I wrote Nachotaka.
Haja ya moyo wangu, Yesu. Haja ya moyo wangu.
How do you go about composition of your music?
Everything that I sing inakuwa ni my life.
Neema yako Yesu, Baba yanitosha. Nikiwa nawe, mimi niko huru.
Yale umetenda Baba, yote ni makuu.
Echo Mziki right here on your #1 TV station, GBS TV. My good name is Hypola the Experience. You can call me Moja Sai. Ukumazel the best TV ever. Lafu shoni gani Echo Mziki SMS line 21144.
Tunakuchezea zile ngoma mpya zenye zimekuwa zikitokea hii wiki.
Anytime ulizia, bila God nikulia, na wakinikeuzia, I know you got me, God, yeah you got me, God.
Kautamu nikisa maneno nasikia kautamu.
Ati wanauliza gospel imedu, bisa CMT we have to do. So Bible now we hand, so we physically, spiritually, lyrically, mentally.
Leo manze tuko na wasanii wa deli ndani ya nyumba. Tuko na muziki kali, tuko na countdown kali. Yaani kila kitu leo iko fresh. Chukua sharubati, hiyo ni juice hapo, mpaka nguju ya meza.
Triple.
Yeah.
Tumia mtu salamu pale mali unakulanga chapo dondo.
Nani mimi? Walifunga.
Ni vipaji Portilons. So ukiniona niko on run pale Tao BS nikiharakisha kukuja GBS, it's because Portilons is back. At this time it's back to inform you, to transform you, to educate you and inspire you.
Najiamini, ndo maana sometimes me who laugh at my failures ndo ni motivate success. Ni Dante Spy the poet hapa hivi. Tuko vipaji Poetry Lounge live at GBS.
Best Chef na Spice ya Kari no wanda alikuwa mkali. Vipaji Poetry Lounge
at all social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, tuko everywhere. Vipaji Poetry Lounge, GBS. Stay tuned.
Everywhere, GBS. Okay, welcome back. We're talking about the music industry in Kenya, and I'm here with Achieng and Evelyn Amos. So Evelyn Amos was just telling us before the break how exactly it is outside there on the ground. I need to know from you, Achieng, what kind of challenges do you go through in your daily work of production as you work with the artists, especially gospel musicians?
The challenges that I go through, I want to take it wholesomely because Nakipo, does not focus on production alone.
Okay.
But I need different kinds of artists, especially rehearsals, because these artists prepare before the production. Even for church sessions, they prepare for gigs, they prepare for many things. So at Nakipo, they come to prepare, to have rehearsals and, you know, get ready for the
That's a nice place. Is it done for free? Can I go and, you know,
it's done at a cost. It's done at a cost. And so most of my clients are actually that type that come to do rehearsals.
Okay.
Yeah, and for production, I also get clients in that area. Now, the challenge is that maybe I could say first, like now most of the artists, the way we were discussing earlier, you know, somebody is talented, he or she wants to sing, but does not have the financial ability. And on my side, I have a rate. Say, for example, that rehearsal, maybe I have a figure. For 1 hour, you'll pay so much. Now, the artist comes, and the artist is very talented. You know, you test and see that this guy, if he could get away, he'd be a name. You know, he'll make a living for himself and all that. And then he tells you, like, now, I don't have that money. How can you help me? So you really have to weigh. It's a weighing balance, you know, because you also have bills to pay.
Yes.
So somehow I've made such, and that's a challenge that I have with some of the artists. They are not able actually to pay.
I hope they pay when they have made the name. Do they ever come back?
And do people pay when you have made the name out there really?
You cut a deal with her. You cut a deal with the people. Then you grow together. I find that more. It's like now I have a relationship with her. It's easier for me to grow with her and for her to grow with me. Because anywhere I go, she knows I would leave her name.
But Betty, there are few of Evelyn Amos artists that will grow. You get into a package like, we'll do this, you know. You hold my hand, I hold yours. But then as you start the walk, I don't know what happens. Your body disappears in the pillar, and you have already done
Is that what they become? By the way, Evelyn.
Yes.
You guys, it's not that we lack talent.
No, we don't.
It's not that we lack passion.
No.
But where are the Kenyans, these talents and singers and these people that you have been grooming? Where are they? What's not happening? Where is the money you guys have made? How come it has to be a side hustle and not the main thing? What is it?
Wow, Betty, what can I tell you? Let me talk about Kenya, because I live in Kenya.
Yes.
I won't talk about Tanzania and Uganda because that's different dynamics. But in Kenya, you find that for people to know Evelyn, they have to have heard my music.
Okay.
How will they hear my music? It has to be on radio or on TV. How many times have you heard my song being played? So when I started out, you know, and the Lord had told me, Evelyn, I want your music. This is now the right time to start producing your music. I was excited. I went to the studio. The first studio, the guy, he was not Kenyan. He loved the sound of my songs. He really loved the sound of my songs, but he was not Kenyan. For him to produce my songs, he needed to hook up with a Kenyan producer who will hook him up with a Kenyan DJ who is already in the media, the mainstream media, as in either they are already connected to a radio station or a TV station or what. And so he was charging me so much because he has to pay all these people. So I decided, okay, let me look for a Kenyan guy, you know, a homie.
Yes.
And I got a homie who knew me. I'd actually been training him, so like he had no choice to produce my music. And after producing my music, he told me, Evelyn, listen, I will not be able to get you into the mainstream
but I will talk to a few people, a few DJs, who luckily will get you to the matatus so that your song can be played in matatus. Because my song, yes, I'm Kenyan, but he said my song does not have that Kenyan sound, so it will not be readily accepted in the Kenyan market. And most DJs want to play the music that's already trending. So if it's kapuka beat, it has to you have to align your song to fit into the kapuka beat. Or if it is the songs they sing bongo, if it's bongo, which is actually trending in Kenya right now, then your song has to fit into the bongo category. If your songs are not fitting into that, what the producer will tell you is, hey, I'm going to produce your song, but you push it to the media by yourself. What does that mean? That means I have to have someone on radio who will play my song, or someone on TV who will play my song. For that to happen, man, you need money.
Money.
Like raw, let me just put it through as it is, yeah.
So what's the role of the producer? They should be able to push it to that level. It means after production, there's a much more price to pay.
Yeah, there's a much more price to pay, but as Evelyn has explained, it depends on the agreement between the artist and the producer. You go up to what level? Is it just producing the song? Or after producing the song, you're going to take it to the market?
So where is the gap? Where is the gap?
Between the after production and the media houses.
Yes.
That's where there's the biggest.
So what should be done? What should be done? Because your job is to sing.
Yeah.
When your song is impressive and people love the sound, they will sing it, they will want to hear it often.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you have sung well and we have not heard it, then how do we know?
Yeah.
Yes. So who should do that?
Here.
Because in Kenya, there are people who are surviving on music, not just in Kenya.
Yeah.
I look at people who are gifted and have passions in different areas of life. Like if you look at soccer players, that is their life.
Yes.
That is what they live by. How come this industry, it is not possible and easy for you to live by it with all the passion, the hard work, the energies, and the time and the money that you put in it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's say, you know how media is. You have your program, you have your viewership and your listeners. Do you want to pitch to them my song? So if you like my music, then you pitch to them. If you like my music and I give you an incentive, you pitch to them more. That's how I like to interpret it in my mind. That's how I like to think of it in my mind.
The lack of incentive.
The other thing, again, it goes the other way. So somebody listens to my song and they like it. So they call the station and they say, hey, I liked Evelyn's song. Can you please play it today? Then next week again they call, hey, I like that song, can you please play? Or Evelyn has another song that I liked. I want you to play it again. Now, me as an artist, sometimes it happens genuinely, but sometimes then I pay people out there to call that.
Yes.
So that I can get my music out. Yeah. And the whole point of getting my music out is that ultimately people will. Nowadays, people don't buy music anymore unless you go to Spotify, but everything is on YouTube and you can get it for free.
Yes.
So ultimately, my goal is to get a gig, because gigs is what pays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I also want to add something that I think we need to look at this issue wholesomely, such that the artist, the producer, and even the bodies that are responsible on music, like the camp, the Kikobo, the copyrights, like the government should come in and design a way and regulate so that the talented artists don't suffer or get into funny things instead of promoting their talents, they need to be helped.
Because they end up getting frustrated and discouraged when they're not able to get to the levels where they want because they haven't made the money. Evelyn had mentioned earlier that there's a way COVID has helped her to even get into videography.
Yes.
I'm thinking about COVID, the way it has happened for performing artists. And like what you guys do is you need a stage with an audience and do your whatever gig, and you're given something. And that's it for that time, But now we don't have, COVID has happened. How are the artists now surviving? What are the new ways that you guys have now invented for survival?
Okay, so now again, we still do the live gigs. Like she's mentioned to you, her studio is now able to live stream services. So I'll come to her, and I want to launch my album. By the way, I'm launching my second album.
Wow.
So I'll come to her.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And it's going to cost me money because I'll be using a live band. I need to pay the band. I need to pay for the space. Or in my case, I partner with her, so that helps me to reduce the cost a little bit. Now, for me to be able to maybe make some money out of it, I'll look for sponsors to come on board to help meet the costs. I might be lucky enough, and I pray that I'll be lucky enough to get a sponsor who will be like, hey, Evelyn, I want your music to go a little bit further, and I'm ready to sponsor your third album, or I'm ready to do this and that for you. Or, hey, let me pay your rent for 1 year. You know what I mean? So there's that. We do that. And then if you check online right now, there's a lot of content. People come together into a space like this. I can play guitar. She can sing. You can sing. Someone else can play the drums. 5 of us meet here. And we just have premiere online.
Yes.
Just like the normal service.
Yes, yes.
So why was I saying that COVID has helped us a lot? Because we have had to find ways to get our music into the space, not necessarily Kenya, but we are looking now at beyond Kenya. We're looking at globally.
Exactly.
And that has helped us, because now I get people from outside Kenya who are like, hey, Evelyn, this song is so powerful, and they want to hear more. And they're like, immediately COVID is, the lockdown is over, because COVID is, I believe, is going to end. I'm getting air tickets all over. And I will go.
Courtesy of COVID.
Courtesy of COVID. And then apart from that, now I really don't have to look for a videographer to come and do my videos. I can set up my camera sit it on a table, look into the camera, and speak to whoever I want to. I can use my laptop, I can use my phone, and I've realized I don't have to go into so much expenditure. I can just, I'll do it simple, and people will still appreciate it.
Wow. I like the way COVID has helped you positively.
Hallelujah.
Has it?
Yes, it has.
It has.
Yeah, it has. Because you see, in the previous period, it was like people have to come and do rehearsals physically.
Yes.
But now the rehearsal is coming down. The people that are coming now, they want to do live. And you see, doing live is more expensive than just having rehearsals. Yeah, so it is something. It has helped us. Yeah, it has helped us.
You have challenged people to reduce their complaints. So now they are going to be thankful and look out for what can we get out of this COVID.
Yeah, I think the point is to look beyond the COVID and see how you can make it positive, turn it to a positive way.
Yeah, because a lot of artists are not complaining. We are not performing, we're not getting any money, we're just here, we can do this because of the lockdown, we can travel to do our music. There are all those complaints. But if you can buy a camera and set it and sit in front of it, you don't need a cameraman, and just do your gig. I mean, that's perfect. Yeah. That's a good thing. Okay, ladies, thank you so much. It has been a lovely, lovely show. Can you give your parting shot to our viewers who have been listening today? I will start with you, Achieng.
Thank you very much, viewers. I hope you have heard it all from us today, and we have imparted something into you. Now, at Nakipo Studio, we are on Biashara Street, Biashara Plaza, 6th floor. And you can also catch us up on social media at Nakipo Studios on Instagram, Facebook, and really get there. For those who are watching us today, it's important to get in touch with us, and we see how we can help you, especially the artists, those who are interested in music. Thank you very much for listening to us.
Wow, Evelyn, what do you want to tell those who are in your industry?
I want to encourage the worshippers, especially at whatever level you may be. Maybe you have a song that you've been thinking, can this song really be it? I want to encourage you, write that song, produce it, get it out there. When God gives songs, He doesn't give us songs for us to stay with them and go back home with them. He's giving you that song so that you can release it. Somebody out here in the world needs to hear that song, and it will encourage them and lift them up from whatever pit they may be in. And if you're not making money out of your music, please don't be frustrated. Don't compromise. If you're born again, do not compromise your salvation. Ask the Lord to give you something else. Get another business. Go to Gikomba, buy second-hand clothes, come and sell them in town. Find another way to support yourself, but do what the Lord asked you to do. If it is singing, keep singing. In God's time, you will be famous. In God's time, you'll make the money that you need to make to earn a living. Thank you so much. My name is Evelyn Amos. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Evelyn Amos. God bless you.
Wow, excellent. That was well put. Yeah? You don't have to compromise and not move into secular. Just go to Gikosh, buy wherever, come and sell. 50 bucks.
Yes.
You know, 100 of them is 5,000.
It's 5,000.
So,
a lot of money.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be like 10 CDs of produced music sold in the right way.
Yes.
Wow.
And I do that. I don't ask people to do what I can't do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a nice one. Thank you, viewer. This was really good. I hope you got the advice that you have been given by Evelyn and also by Achieng. Please watch this again on YouTube and Facebook. You'll find us on GPS TV Africa, and look out for Evelyn's music as well. My name is Betty. I have been your host. See you next time.
This is Talk to Rosemary Njage Show. I am your host, Rosemary Njage. This is a place where we host different choirs, different praise and worships, different bands, different worshippers. We are so much blessed.
There is God in heaven.
Amen.
He's a God in heaven who answers all of our prayers. You call me.
Your talents and your gifting shall open doors.
But I'm going to do this, dedicating it to Christ. And that's how I wrote Nachotaka.
Haja ya moyo wangu Yesu, haja ya moyo wangu.
How do you go about composition of your music?
Everything that I sing inakuwa ni my life.
Neema yako Yesu Baba yanitosha, nikiwa nawe mimi